Hey guys, Evan Ork here, back in another video, and today we're going to be doing a top 5 best MCU villains. Now, we haven't done a top 5 video in a while, but coincidentally the last one we did discussed my top 5 favorite MCU films, but this time we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're actually going to get a little bit more into specific of those films, and out of all of them, which were the 5 best villains. So at number 5, we have Ronin. Now, Ronin was the main villain in Guardians of the Galaxy and also made a brief appearance towards the end of Captain Marvel. The reason why he's in the top 5 for me is because he truly embodied a villain that was memorable. He was a very impatient character. It's one of the reasons why he had lost at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy to the Guardians of the Galaxy. And probably was one of the only villains who I ever think challenged Thanos directly. And I think that was a really interesting aspect to him, is that he was so dead set on becoming the most feared man in the galaxy that the actions he took, mixed in with all the impatience, like I mentioned earlier, is the reason why he was defeated, but still marked a very strong presence up until he died. And so let's get on to number 4. So at number 4, we have Red Skull. Now, if you had seen my top 5 favorite MCU films, you would know that Captain America the First Avenger, the movie where he was the villain, is in fact in my top 5 list of favorite MCU movies. And definitely, Red Skull is one of the reasons why. I mean, his marking in the film, I think he's similar to Ronin in the sense that he's an impatient character. Again, probably the reason why he died towards the end of the movie. But I think his background story for being a German officer to someone who would then take over Germany and then would become the more comically accurate character known as Red Skull was a very, very good character arc that was done at actually a very good pace for a movie where he only showed up once. So let's go on to number 3. So for number 3, we have Ultron. Now, I know a lot of people have mixed opinions about Avengers Age of Ultron. I, for one, thought that the movie was so-so, but I do think Ultron's performance in the movie was very good and also historically accurate to the comics, which I know a little bit about. Overall, the fact that Ultron was this cyborg villain that tried to expand his cyborg empire and, as you all know, tried and cause the extinction of humanity really corresponded well with Ultron's presence in the film and how he was able to direct many of his actions in trying to make them a reality. So again, Ultron was a very compelling character, good background story, and executed very nicely in this film. So at number 2, we have Loki. Now, of course, if we've seen more MCU content, especially the Loki series, which is going to come back soon for a season 2, many of us would already know that Loki is now more of an anti-hero. But back in the days of the first Avengers films, such as Avengers 2012 and the films that preluded it, there was definitely this growing aspect of Loki being the big bad before Thanos. And I do think that the way in which they orchestrated his arc for the future MCU movies was also done very well, because now we recognize him as an anti-hero character and recognize as well that even though he might have been a big bad villain at the time, he is now someone that has adapted into becoming a better person. So again, really interesting character arc that he was given in the MCU. So at number 1, I think this should be obvious, we have Thanos. Now, Thanos has always been, at least in more recent years, considered the ultimate villain the MCU has had to offer. Unlike past MCU villains, Thanos was not an impatient person. He was a very smart, calculated person, which is the reason why he had won in the first place, and which is how the stakes were raised higher than ever for Avengers Endgame. So again, if we're going to talk past just Josh Brolin's performance as Thanos, you can definitely sense Thanos as being an emanating character. He's almost the Darth Vader of the MCU in the sense that everyone in some ways respects him or even understands why he's doing the things he did. Villains are more compelling when humans can relate to the things that they believe in. In the case of Thanos, I should hope no one genuinely agrees that half the universe should die, but I do think we can understand this sense of, on a lesser scale in our world, overpopulation. Definitely the driving force as to why Thanos did what he did and why he was the best villain because of it. So again, hope you guys enjoyed another top 5 MCU video. I definitely want to make more top 5 videos, so as I've suggested in the past in these videos, feel free to comment any suggestions you have in the future. Anyways guys, again, hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys later, and bye-bye.